they said it couldn't be done. It was a really ambitious and, in some ways, foolish dream. But we've always said to the kids that it's your life. You determine what you want to do. And don't shoot low, shoot high.
These were kids and families who at the very beginning took the risk of a new school and an unproven model based on the promise of college graduation. And we really didn't know how it was going to go.
Schools need to be communities. You can't do great things without kids, parents, faculty. Everyone's got to have a shared experience and be in it together. Let's separate these, right, so we can see. So that's 10, 15, 20, 80, 90, $1. Excellent, excellent work. Happy New Year, Ms. Swallow. How are you? Thank you for your notes. I grew up in Harlem, and most of the kids I grew up with were Black and brown, and many of the kids I grew up with did not end up in very good places. And I believe it was largely the school system that did not provide for them. I had gotten elected to the city council in 1999, and the schools were in such dismal shape. In dismal shape physically, they were in dismal shape from an instructional point of view. There were a vast number of kids who were not learning to read, which is the most basic entry point to opportunity. I became chairwoman of the education committee and spent 6 years trying to fix a profoundly broken system. But there was an ethos that you were not supposed to take on public education. So in 2005, I found myself the executive director of Success Academies. But I didn't know how to start a school. I didn't know what a good design would be. I didn't want to bring kids and families in under false promises. What if I couldn't deliver? If it doesn't work, kids are not going to get their shot at life.
I've been with Success since the 2nd grade. My parents are from Senegal. My mom is the hardest worker I've ever known in my life. She owns an African beauty supply store. When I was younger, I struggled a lot with my skin tone, and a lot of people in my family bleached their skin. So I talked to my mom. I was like, I want to do that so I can be lighter. That was a big hurdle in my life that I needed to get over, that I'm comfortable with myself and who I am.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How's Senegal?
Oh, Senegal is okay. But I miss it.
I miss you too.
I think they believed in the vision at Success. College is the goal, not just getting into college, but graduating, getting a good job, and doing something that you love.
She's very high energy all the time.
Not all the time. I would say
90%.
No, 85.
90.
85.
90% of the time, she is high energy. She likes to argue.
It's not honor driven. But it wasn't, she wasn't thinking that way in the moment. The school kind of helped me explore my talents. I feel like I wouldn't be as good of a writer as I am today if it wasn't for Success.
I've been in Success ever since 1st grade. My mother's from Ghana and my father is from Togo. Throughout my days in middle school and elementary school, my mom told me, your homework first, education is first, your school first.
You see a lot of kids in the streets, not doing good. We get scared sometimes, so we try to push him in the right way. Michael, he liked to build things and he loved technology. He built a lot of stuff, you can't believe it.
He's really into web development and coding and programming, and he wants to make games and websites and apps.
I always wanted to create something that's not just very generic or cliche. I wanted to create something of my own.
They have a lot to say for themselves about what they love and where they want to go. There is this like incredible aspiration and confidence.
Writing 100 stories, you listening and you reading. Flip it, I make it work, cause money it be berserk. Keeping that hope alive, cause that fire it calm my nerves, oh.
I've been rapping since I was about 12. Music makes me feel powerful. It's like music is a person and I can always be myself around that person.
The extraordinary thing about Elijah is that he is not afraid to be intellectually uncomfortable. He will ask the question in the back of his head and he will break open a conversation.
He has one of the highest GPAs in his class, but he also is an artist who fully leans into that.
He's worked hard, especially as a single parent. It's a good feeling to know that you have your children around children that have the same goals and focus that they do.
I've always had the drive to become a lawyer because I knew I wanted to make a change in the world.
Low-income communities don't have access to higher education.
As a Hispanic female, it's really hard to convince people that, hey, I can be somebody.
We know that Lexi has been afforded opportunities that my husband and I would not have been able to give her. And just keep stirring it around until you see it get about this color. She was always strong-willed. Go around. And Lexi's goal is to be an attorney and eventually to be a judge. We wanted her to understand, yes, it's gonna take hard work. Yes, it's gonna take a lot of sacrificing to get there, but you can get there.
I started Success January 2nd, 2006 at a Starbucks, a little staff of 4. We didn't have an office, we didn't have computers, we had no building, no teachers. It didn't exist. We had 6 months to open up this school. We had to recruit parents. So I went door to door and explained this vision for the school. You cannot run a good school and not teach kids to read and do mathematics at a high level. But school is about many more things than the academics. Part of the design comes from philosophical commitments about what it means to be a child, what it means to develop as a whole person, what it means to be a member of a community, things that might be seen as outside of the narrow lens of schooling. We also thought about the school from the collegiate perspective. A large percentage of kids never get admitted to college. That was part of what we were designing against, both in terms of the level of academic rigor, but also in terms of independence and self-motivation. Why couldn't you provide a service that was so good that you reverse the achievement gap? People said this whole process of ed reform was going to take 200 years. And I felt we didn't have 200 years. There was a pressure to do it as quickly as we could without screwing it up.
The hardest part has been figuring out the balance between supporting every kid at this critical phase of their young adulthood, but also giving them the space they need to grow on their own and make their own mistakes.
All of our kids believed in their own hard work and talent, and we had a faculty willing to do whatever it took in order to deliver on our promises to kids and families.
2, 1.
I was just looking at him, jumping crazy. You know, I never see him so happy like that.
I'm proud of him. I'm beyond proud. So that's all I can say.
Thank you for everything. I love you. That's it. I love her.
They understand that they're the first. That means you have to be the model for everything that's coming from behind you. That kid is in kindergarten, they're gonna follow your lead and your path.
I think the thing that I feel like it's our job right now to remind the kids of is this is actually just the beginning. The achievements are extraordinary, but they're opening doors. And I think the other sides of those doors is what I'm excited to see.
You can't quite imagine the emotion of educating kids where you're worried you're not going to be able to teach them to read. And then they get into college. Every bit of it is worth it. I wouldn't trade that in for anything.
First graduates of Success Academy.
How you doing? Good. Good morning. There you go. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, sir.